From the Offices of Investment Pitch, I'm Ted Ohashi, and I'm pleased to have with me today Jim Rogers from Mega Precious Metals. Welcome, Jim.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Jim, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your background and how you got involved with Mega?
Okay, I'm a geologist by trade. I graduated in '79 from Lakehead University. I spent about 14 years at Dickinson Gold Corp, mostly as chief geologist, 9 years at Eskay Creek as chief geologist. Then I went back to Campbell as chief geologist for a couple of years, and then to Gold Corp for 3 years as exploration manager. I see myself as someone who sees the big picture and understands the detailed structure and what it takes to make a mine. When I look at a property, I look at what's the mine going to look like, what do we need to find to make this happen. And you can use all kinds of different economics, but it does come down to economics.
And how did you get involved with Mega in the first place?
Mega, I was going to leave Gold Corp, but my family was looking for another place to live.
Right.
So I had been talking to Ewan Downey about getting a job with him, who was with Premier Gold, and so I left, and he got me a consulting job in Thunder Bay, and in the meantime he started talks with Sheldon Intinwash, and Sheldon had known me from Gold Corp because I was involved with, I had met Sheldon with the Gold Eagle story. I was involved on the Gold Corp end of the evaluation of Gold Eagle. So he knew me by reputation and also knew me. So both him and Ewan elected to have me as the president of the new company, knowing that the focus was in Red Lake. And with my 20 years experience in Red Lake, it's a lot about, as much as I think I know the geology and people think I know the geology, it's a lot about the people you know and being able to make deals and being able to find ways to put things together to make things happen.
Right. So that's a good segue into Red Lake. I mean, why don't you tell us a little bit about that project?
Okay, we've got two projects in Red Lake. One is a theoretical high-grade zone, 2 kilometers south of the high-grade zone at Gold Corp. Based on the same theories that we used to find the high-grade zone back in the late 80s, we're using the same strategies at the Headway property. It's 2 kilometers due south of the Gold Corp high-grade zone. It's along a northeast trend that we believe, based on the seismic data, is the one that taps the mantle. So we believe that trend is critical. All of the major gold deposits in the district are on that trend, or on a trend that is northeast. The Madsen, all the old mines in Red Lake, the Gold Corp mine, the Gold Eagle mine, and even the Phoenix discovery up in East Bay. So they're all on that same trend. So we're basically looking under the unconformity, so it's a hidden target. On surface, we've got feldspar porphyry dikes that genetically, I believe, came in 90% of the gold, then the dikes, then some more gold. So these dikes have gold in them. So they're in the Confederation rocks above the target horizon that we're looking at. So in simple terms, bad rocks are not so good rocks, and really good rocks, rich in iron and with all the structural complexities that we expect to have. So based on the patterns and the dip of the unconformity, we're targeting a 3-kilometer hole to target that area, where the target area is between 1,800 and 2,500 meters deep. It's a theoretical target. 3-kilometer hole. Okay. It's an all-in bid. Lane Christensen's doing it. It's costing us $1.2 million to drill an all-in hole, and they're guaranteeing it within a 50-meter radius. They were the only company that would step up and say, we'll make it happen, and if we don't, you don't have to pay until we do. So it's a great deal for us, and we know it's going to happen. We're at about 850 meters right now.
Are you? Okay. Okay, that's fantastic. What about your second project?
The second project, it consists of Laverty, East Myrit. We've just got some state claims that we did, and we bought some other claims off of a couple prospectors. I call it Scoop 'em. But anyway, the whole package I'm calling the North Madsen. We've probably got a dozen targets on the property. We've tested 3 of them so far with good results on 2 of them. We've been following up on the Laverty Dike. It's a northeast trending dike zone, and so far we've outlined about 200 meter strike length, average 7-8 meters wide, 200 meters deep, in the 3.5 gram range.
Right. So when you say you've tested, that means trenching and
we've channel sampled and diamond drilled.
Oh, okay.
So it's looking pretty good, actually.
All right.
And in terms of there were 680,000 ounces mined from the old mines back in the 20s and 30s, and you can imagine they were underground mines with slushers and cavos, very labor-intensive equipment, and they made money at 3 grams. I'm sure we can make money at 3 grams surface pitting.
Right.
And the idea is to put together a series of these pits to about 200 meters deep that we'll be able to pull together, hopefully upwards towards a million ounces. And the key here is consolidating the ground. Nothing's really been done there since the 30s. Technology's changed, metallurgy's changed. So many things have changed. It's just repackaging the economics.
Okay. Now you also have a project in Nunavut.
Yes, Nunavut came with Skybridge. Skybridge and Mega Silver merged. So Skybridge brought the people and the asset and the Red Lake assets, and Mega brought the money and the financial backing. We've got 2.8 million tons of 2.8% copper, 0.6 moly, and about an ounce silver at 0.2 gold. It's exciting with the copper price going up. I believe we need 20 to 30 million tons, however, to be economic. And along that line, what we've done is this fall we drilled a couple holes, big step outs, and we actually hit the zone 225 meters deep, exactly where we projected it. That current resource is only 90 meters deep. So what we've done is we've effectively tripled the zone and said it is there. So what we're planning to do this year is do some metallurgy, do a little bit of scoping, try and figure out what the real economics are. But looking at current prices, you're probably at around somewhere between $180 and $200 in situ recoverable value. So 30 million tons would be $6 billion. Okay. So just for instance, if CapEx was $1.5 billion and operating was $1.5 billion, there'd be somewhere around $2.5 to $3 billion margin, which would give you 500, 700 million net present value. So there's value there. The one problem that's there, or the one opportunity eventually, because it really is an infrastructure play. Once the infrastructure starts to happen, be it through the Canadian government or Sabina, who's north of us, that have the Hackett River deposit, and Zinifex has another deposit up there as well. I think the sum of its parts, there's a lot of things happening, and when that infrastructure starts to happen, we're going to get real active and we're going to be very valuable.
So infrastructure means roads, power?
Roads and port. I've been told, and I don't know that these numbers are exact, but it's about 50 million for the port and about 400 million for the road system. Now we're only 160 kilometers away, and we would be along the Hackett River, so we'd probably only be 50 kilometers away from accessing whatever they do.
Right. And power?
Power, there is no power.
Okay, okay. So do you need power?
You definitely need power. You know, at this point, I don't know what you'd do. You'd probably use gensets.
Okay, all right. And your third project?
Third project, we have a little bit of stuff still left in Keno Hill. We hit one of the projects really hard this summer, and we're basically disappointed. We had a lot of difficult problems with it, so we dropped the one project. We still have 5 claims that have some pretty good numbers on them, and I'm probably looking to sell those.
Okay, okay. So you're not going to be working those this year?
No, we are looking at other projects, so we're looking for an advanced project, and we're along the way to finding something where we can get our teeth in and hopefully make a mine.
Okay, so if somebody invested in Mega today and looked back 3 years from now and saw that it was a very successful investment, like what would you think would have contributed to that success?
Well, the biggest potential in the short term is the headway. If the headway hits, you know, we're equating ourselves to Gold Eagle. Gold Eagle went for $1.5 billion to Goldcorp. Gold Eagle is 5 kilometers from the Goldcorp access in terms of an underground tram that they've planned to do. We're 2 kilometers. We're a lot closer. I think it'd be a lot easier decision for them to take us out quicker.
Right.
I guess the key is to delay them from taking us out until we've put enough value on the table so that we get up to those kind of numbers.
Right.
But even $500 million would be pretty exciting.
Right.
The other areas, I mean, North Madsen's going to build value slowly. I think, you know, at the end of the day, maybe we can put $100 million of net asset value under our feet there. And other than that, I think it's things we're going to find or things we're going to buy. And we're currently looking in pretty good position to actually pick something up that I think another time I'll be able to tell you a little more about, but I think we can put a really good story around making a mine. Mines are made, they're not necessarily found. And you know, this downturn has been a great opportunity for companies that do have money to buy things and make things happen.
Well, in closing then, why don't you tell us about your financial situation right now?
Okay, I think we have 43 million shares outstanding. We've currently got a market cap of about $24 million. We have $10 million in the kitty. We've got a budget this year for about $6 million. We'll spend more or less depending on where things go. But we're definitely well positioned and well financed to do whatever we want to do at this point in time.
That's great. Well, Jim, thank you very much for coming in to tell us about Mega Precious Metals. And from what you've said, there's certainly a lot for investors to look forward to.
I hope so. I'm excited about it. I really am.
Great.
Thank you.
From the offices of Investment Pitch, this is Ted O'Hashi.